Okay. Hi, Sarah. It's Miss Nikki Ann. Not too long after I made the video post with the sunlight, I had to pull that shade down and get right into the bed. I haven't been right since. I have high photosensitivity issues, and so, and I've got my, my SPF. What am I wearing right now? It's a high number. I don't know what I have on today, but it's still just the burning and it just took its toll. I mean, just that little bit of an excursion out at Starbucks with the noise and then trying to get some sun. My body's like, nope, no, we don't want that. So I haven't been well since, but I had fun for at least one morning. It was a full morning, but I just wanted to say that I'd heard you mentioning before the advocacy programs you wanted to start from your church, and for chronic illness, and also supporting hospitalized patients. Because you mentioned it, I think, in a video you did while you were in the hospital, which made it so real for me when I saw it. Like, okay, watching her in the hospital talk about it, it shed a whole new light. And then when you explained it just now even more, I think that is a phenomenal idea. Phenomenal. And if I had something like that in Connecticut, even with my limited energy, I'm always at the hospital for doctor visits. I could even, I could sit up maybe for 30 minutes. I don't know, but whatever you can lend, even if it's a short visit, 15 minutes, I would love to do something like that. That is awesome. And then the chronic illness group, support group at church, awesome idea. Two programs that are would be great church-based programs, and I am so for it. I cannot wait to hear more and more as the idea evolves. We start to implement it, and then, once some of us hear how you do it, then we'll be inspired and encouraged to branch off your idea and take your lead, and try to do it in our own areas, based on what you're learning, and we could spread it into, never know. I just think you have those are two wonderful ideas, and who better to start those things than a person who truly gets it because they experience it every day. Also, you left a comment, I think, about Starbucks and coffee. Yes, it's been, every doctor of mine has suggested that I have some. They're not saying have it all. They just, based on how my system works for some reason, if I have it early, and I'm usually up at 4, if I have it that early, then the rest of my day is, water and salted water if need be, and so forth. But in the morning, it does something in my brain. And I don't mean it's not this. It's not that. It's like a light bulb goes off, and all of a sudden, my because my dysautonomic specialist, my rheumatologist, so many people before my having some in the morning, and then my psychiatrist, who I see once a week for an hour. I remember when I went off it because my rheumatologist and my GI wanted me to start a raw food diet to better support my inability to process foods, because I have a lot of GI issues, slow gastric emptying and all this stuff. And I had discussed with my rheumatologist stopping the coffee too, and she's like, it can. I stopped it, and for like a month, there was no withdrawal. I'm already sick, so even if there were withdrawal, I wouldn't know because I'm always bedridden. So I didn't see any improvement in my POTS or anything like that. What my psychiatrist noted was that I was not as happy. She said, for whatever reason, the way it plays with my system, it just gives me a spark. And just that one cup, and it gives me, and I, even coffee or not, I crash between 11 and 3. That's just the roller coaster ride of my dysautonomia. So, you know, she's like, but I noticed when you had your coffee, there was just a light bulb would go off for you. And she says, when we're dealing with medicine, so she's a psychiatrist, so she prescribes, and my rheumatologist said the same thing. You're looking at the pros and cons and trying to weigh. You know, we know coffee's a diuretic and all these things, but even without it, she said you went without it and your POTS was still the same, but you weren't as peppy, you weren't grasping as much information as you were on the coffee. And so she says, we're going to look at it like weighing it. Your health is more benefited than it is hindered from the coffee. But that's me. Another POTS patient like yourself could drink it and it totally screws up their POTS. And so then, you know, you have to, you know, it's one of those weird things where we've all got different chemical makeups. And at the, you know, at the deeper level that no one can see. And that's why we need to keep telling these stories, because we realize more and more that there could be, even the doctors already know this, different categories of dysautonomia, but we can learn more about those categories, you know. I know there are some people who don't even benefit from the salt, you know, but there are people who do. There's so much to this disorder. So for me, I get more benefits out of being mentally more productive and just more, just more of a pep than not. And even when I wasn't, we just had a discussion, I wasn't going to start drinking coffee again, and she was like, I just wouldn't rule it out for you. And as soon as I had the coffee, I was just a different person. So, and as we've discussed before, remember like the wheelchairs, and your doctor said he didn't want you to become dependent, but you also said that, you know, your intuition lets you know, no, you don't want to be dependent, but there are moments when you'll need it. So my intuition just says it's for me, for now. And I don't know what God intends with me and coffee down the line, but for some reason, right now, it works for me. And it does counteract, especially for those of us who have to take so many meds, that drowsy effect. And I think, because it was just funny, my cardiologist, that was one of the beginning questions they asked me as far as treating it. You know, do you drink coffee? They were thinking I was going to say no, and I'd be like, yes. I said I drink it first thing, like 4 o'clock in the morning. They're like, perfect. I said, I try not to sip it all day, but first thing in the morning. And everybody was like, good. So then they moved on to more, ideas on the treatment, but everyone was for it. And now, having had the POTS and dysautonomia this long, I'm realizing that for some reason it works for me. I don't know. But if it didn't, I would not drink it. If it were having the opposite effect, like like alcohol would have on me and so forth, I wouldn't do it. And I had to really, she almost had, just give it a try. And once I went back to coffee, I just had that little extra. And, she's like, you need whatever little extra you can get as a mom, as a woman, to deal with your son and so forth. So the coffee for me is a blessing because it works. But I know it doesn't work for everyone. Oh my gosh, I love talking with you. Like a video response to a video response to it. But back to the point, your ideas are fabulous. And yeah, that you've got to implement those. I know everything takes time, but I'm so excited for those 2 ideas. And so, of course, I gonna champion you on that. Yeah. It takes time, but it's great. 2 amazing ideas that I know you'll make happen because they just so sound right. So like God has them intended for you. That's it. Oh my gosh, I've been chatting with you for like 10 minutes. This has gotta stop. All right, Sarah, I gotta go. And no, MissNikkiAnn, Nikki's fine. My name is NikkiAnn. My brother named me Nikki, not Nicole or anything, but it's fine. Nikki, it doesn't, I just use MissNikkiAnn across the board so that I'm recognized on all sites, all internet social sites. The only one I don't have is Facebook. I just never No, never tried. Don't even know much about these. Gotta go because I'm still talking. All right, Sarah, be well, and I'm happy you have those 3 hours alone in the church to just talk with God and see what He has in store for you and your ideas. I think it's awesome. You're a great mom, great wife. Just keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Don't know what I'm saying anymore.